Hi everyone, I'm Liz and welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I am Liz and I am here today to talk to you about all the crafting that I've been up to for the last 2 weeks. I've got a good mix, I think. Well, it's mostly cross stitch and knitting. That's fine. I'm still gonna keep my format that I've been trying out the past couple of episodes and just give you all the cross stitch, all the knitting, all the sewing kind of in sections because people seem to have really enjoyed that. So works for me if it works for you. Let's see. What have I been up to for 2 weeks? Nothing that exciting, I don't think. I did visit 2 yarn shops local to me in the last 2 weeks, so I've got some fun haul from that. I did go to one of my Stitch Group's Friday meetups. If you're in the Cedar Park, Leander area, we have a little local Stitch group that meets up on Friday afternoons. And I can only really go for an hour because I do work during the day, but I can take like an hour lunch and go sit with them and stitch for a little while, which is always really fun. And I'm actually going to see a lot of that group, or a few of the ladies, at a retreat 2 weekends from now. So 2 weekends from now, I will be going to, ooh, what did she call the retreat? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's all like full and everything. And it's about 35 to 40 people, I believe. And it's hosted by one of my local needlework stores, which is the Golden Needle. And they are now located in New Braunfels, Texas. They used to be in San Marcos when she first opened here. I think before she had her shop in Florida, but they moved to the New Braunfels area. They opened a shop in San Marcos. Now she's moved the store to New Braunfels, and I'm really excited to go check it out because I haven't seen the new location yet. So 2 weeks from now, my mom and I are actually going together. It's my mom's first cross-stitch retreat. It's very exciting. So we'll get to go shop at the new store and hang out and stitch to our heart's content for 48 hours, basically. So I'm really looking forward to that, and looking forward to stitching with my mom all weekend. So I hope you're ready, Mom. Oh, also, I guess in the last 2 weeks, I've also attended an online stitch retreat, and that was Friend Stitch, which is hosted by Heart and Hand and Bent Creek. So I've got my Friend Stitch box that I'll show you in the cross stitch section. I have not started any of the projects in it. I actually was a complete idiot and put it on my calendar as last Sunday, and no, it was on Saturday. And so I joined about an hour late because I think I saw somebody post on Instagram about Friend Stitch and was like, I thought that was tomorrow. No, I had the day wrong. So I did miss the first hour, but that's okay. I got online in time to listen to the amazing talk and Q&A with, is it Anne and Pat of Dying to Stitch? I hope I've got both of your names right. I'm doubting myself now. I think it's Anne and Pat, the dyers behind R&R Reproduction Fabrics, and they run the Dying to Stitch shop in Virginia Beach. That's also a store that's like on my list of wanting to visit. This is just a note for Liz Matthews. Liz, how close is that to you? Can we drive that from your house? Should I come visit? I don't really know my Northeast US geography, so if that's like really crazy and that's nowhere near Baltimore, forgive me, but I feel like Virginia is up there, right? I should Google that later and not try to talk to my friends through my videos. Okay, so do I have anything else I want to talk about? Probably, but I can't think of it right now, so why don't we just get into the craftiness? I'm gonna start with cross stitch this week. So I don't have any finishes to share with you, but I have a whip, 2 new starts, and a 3rd attempted start that I'll talk about in a second. Well, I guess I should also just say up front, I have abandoned Whip Go. I talked about it in my last video that I was considering it, and I have just decided I don't know, I've been feeling kind of a lot of pressure lately around making videos and content and what I'm working on. And that's just not what I want to feel when it comes to like my hobby and my craft. And it's like a lot of self-inflicted pressure too. Because I want to make fun videos that you guys enjoy, but I also like can't stress myself out over it, because this is not my job. I have a full-time 40-hour plus week of job, what was I trying to say? 40 plus hour a week job. And this is a side hobby, and for fun. And so I can't like hold myself to deadlines, and I just can't, I just need to stop pressuring myself so much sometimes with these videos. So I'm trying to do that, and I've decided that I'm just going to let WIP go. There are a couple goals on my board that I would still like to complete by the end of the year. Specifically, My Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. Maybe I'll put a picture in here if I have one easily available to remind you what this looks like. But I have a 10-day goal on that one still left on my board. And I really, really do want that piece done by the end of the year. So that's kind of like priority number one in terms of like the WIP Go goals that I'm kind of abandoning. And some of the other ones might get done too, but I really needed to like let go of it. I did think about it at the start of the year that like once it got to like holiday stitching season, I really like to stitch Halloween and Christmas, that it was going to be hard, and I was right. So it's totally fine. I can let it go. I've had a lot of fun with WIP Go. It has got me a lot of progress on things. I've had a lot of completions, like a lot of stitching finishes this year, but it's fine. 9 months out of WIP Go, success. The last 3 months, we're just going to let it go. So with that said, none of these projects are on my WIP Go board. But yeah, let me show you what I've actually been stitching on. So this one is the Love Boat Sampler by Ardith Designs. And I started this as a stitch along with my friends Shiloh, X-Stitch MD, and Elizabeth, Frizzy Lizzy Stitches. And we started this at Stitch North back in April, which I'm already counting down. Is it 6 months away to the next Stitch North so I can see those girls again? Also, okay, I'm just going to do a quick Flosstube recommendation. So my friend Elizabeth, Frizzy Lizzy Stitches, here on Flosstube and Instagram, she just got married and went on her honeymoon and just got back home and filmed a Flosstube, I think on Friday, that went up last night. And it's amazing. So she shows you like all of her projects, but skip to the end and just watch the wedding recap if you watch nothing else, because it's just like, I know I just got married like less than 2 years ago, so I'm kind of like the target audience for wedding chat, I feel like, because it's just like hearing her describe like her wedding day and how magical it was just took me back to mine, because it wasn't that long ago. And her pictures, oh my gosh. Elizabeth, you looked amazing. The whole wedding looked amazing. Your rehearsal dinner, I'm so jealous of that. But yeah, the photos she shared were amazing. Everything looked spectacular, and she really did make me tear up when I was watching her wedding recap. So I'm gonna link her video down below and definitely go give it a watch if you just need like a feel-good moment to watch on YouTube, because yeah, it was a great video. And she has great cross stitch anyway, so you should be watching her anyways, but yeah, I'll link her down below. Where was I? Okay, the Love Boat Sampler. So I started this with my friends, and I think I'm the farthest along, which in the history of me doing a stitch along, I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think I've ever been the first one to finish a stitch along. I don't really do that many stitch alongs, to be fair, but if I do, I always like immediately just fall off. Yeah, you guys know me. But look where I am with the Love Boat Sampler. So this one only got 1 day of stitching on it. This is what I brought with me on Friday to meet up with my stitching group. So I just did more of this water fill-in and outline down here. But oh, it's so pretty. And I really am so close to getting it done. It probably only needs 1 or 2 more nights of stitching. Well, probably at least 2 nights, just because this is all full coverage down here. I'll show you with the picture. So yeah, you can see just all that fill in at the bottom. Let's see, I'm stitching mine on a 36 count Weeks Dye Works Charlotte's Pink. And I did a floss conversion out of my stash. I think I've shared it. Oh yes, I have. So if you go on my Instagram, which is at Elizabeth Ian Can Stitch, I took a picture of all of my flosses. So, you know, if you want to do the same floss conversion, I just didn't have, I think it was color and cotton. No, I've forgotten. I don't have the back of the chart in front of me. I think it was all color and cotton flosses, and I just didn't have any in my stash. And I was like, well, there weren't that many colors, maybe 10 to 12 colors. And I felt like, since like sometimes with patterns where they have like kind of nuanced shading, I don't really feel comfortable making a ton of substitutions because I don't know, I don't have like the designer eye, and you know what I mean? Like just trying to pick like a range of shades. So I felt confident doing a floss conversion. And even now I'm thinking about it, I felt confident, but it took me like several tries to get to the colors that I liked on this. So yes, I did share my floss conversion over on Instagram if you're interested. I think Shiloh and Elizabeth are doing their own floss conversions, but they have more of the color and cotton. Or maybe Shiloh's using a lot of Roxy floss. I can't remember, but you should go check theirs out too. Yeah, so 36 count fabric, 1 strand over 2, and another one that I'd like to have done by the end of the year because it's so close to a finish. For sure, I want to be able to have it done by Stitch North so I can bring it and, you know, we can show each other our progress if they haven't finished theirs yet. I am really racing the clock on this camera battery, so if it all of a sudden switches quality and I switch to my iPhone, you'll know that this camera battery ran out, but let's see if I can make it. Okay, so some new starts. I talked to you guys last time about Halloween and how much I wanted to do a bunch of new Halloween starts, and I did. I tried to start 3 things, but one of them was kind of a fail, so let me show you the 2 that I actually did start. Okay, so the first one was the Haunted Hotel that I got at the Silver Needle. And I got this specifically because of how they finish these Mill Hill buttons and bees into those pillows. I thought it looked so cool, and I loved this little Halloween one. And it even comes with that big ghosty button, so loved it, and I started it. When I hold things up like super close to the camera and then pull back, it like takes, I feel like, a while for my camera to like shift the temperature balance. I'm like watching it happen on the little screen. I still have to get used to this whole new setup. I don't know what I'm doing. That's another thing I've been thinking about is like how to improve my videos. But again, I'm like, why am I trying to turn this into a full-time job for myself when I have one of those already? I'm gonna hold this behind it so you can see. This is my progress on my Mill Hill. So yeah, it doesn't look like much, but I actually stitched on this probably 3 or 4 nights at least. And it's just all full coverage. So it's probably only like 70 by 70, 80 by 80, something like that. It's not like a huge stitch count, but it's full coverage pretty much. So yeah. But it's cute. So you can see like there's like the little pillar, and then there's like a gate that goes in here. There's a little black cat. This little purple is going to be the front door. So yeah. So I am stitching this on 28 count black linen. I think it's just chalkboard black from Zweigart, if I'm not mistaken, but it wasn't labeled. They had these like pre-cut and ready to be picked up if you wanted to do their kind of pillow style finish. So it's just a 28 count linen. And so since it's a 28 count linen, I am stitching 2 strands over 2. The Mill Hill kit calls for 3 strands on perforated paper. And whenever I stitch the Mill Hill kits on perforated paper, I do like to use the 3 strands because I feel like it just fills up the holes better. But on this 28 count linen, 2 strands looks perfect. So I'm just using the 2 strands. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you is this is what I like to do. I think I've shown this before, but this is what I like to do with my floss when I'm working on a Mill Hill kit. I got these little like kind of floss organizers. Actually, I'm pretty sure from the Nevada Stitcher on Instagram, Barb. When I met her in Vegas one time, she handed me a stack of these and I still have a couple left. So, but I like to split out all my colors because you know how if you've worked a Mill Hill kit, they come in this like big long wad of colors and you have to sort out what's light green, medium green, dark green, very dark green, you know, like, and so I like to do that at the start, to make sure I have all my floss like correct and I know what's what. And then I just kind of split it out on one of these floss organizers. So I know like, like right here I have light green, medium green, dark green all together. I have my blues all over here in color order, so that way I know like what I'm stitching with, and these are just so helpful to kind of like sort my life out. Oh, I forgot, this also has glow in the dark floss. So this Krynic down here is actually glow in the dark, and I took a video, or I took a photo or a video, I'll put it up here, and I posted it on my Instagram last week when I started this. It actually really glows in the dark. It's really impressive. So it's used in a few different random places throughout the piece, and I'm very excited to see what it looks like when it's all stitched up and done, like in the dark. It's not fun to stitch with. Trying to thread the needle, pulling it through the fabric. Ugh. So luckily it's not used a ton in this piece, but I think the effect's going to be cool, so I'm going for it, but I would never try to stitch like a whole project in this floss because I think I'd lose my mind, but yeah, that is where I'm at with my Mill Hill Haunted Hotel. Okay, another Halloween project that I started was Meow-o-ween by Stitches by Ethel. Here is what the chart looks like. So cute. I got this one when I was at the attic in Phoenix, and I just think it's adorable. I love any black cat things for Halloween. We have a black cat, so, you know. I did not make it very far on this one, but I will show you my progress. I actually put this one down because I was missing the green that I needed, that goes like all underneath the bottom of the cat and on the pumpkin stem and stuff, and so I need to find that green and then pick this one back up again. But I got the pumpkin and I started the cat. I am stitching this on 36 count sand by Picture This Plus, 1 strand over 2, and I'm using all the called for DMC flosses. If I can find that green in my stash. If not, I might substitute a different green for the grass, but yeah. Rob and I don't know, we had to run an errand the other night on a weeknight, which, like, we never leave the house on a weeknight, I feel like. We're such homebodies. And I was like, oh, we're out. I was like, let's go to date night. And so we like went and got dinner at this chain restaurant called BJ's, and it's right next to a Michael's. And I was like, let's go into Michael's so I can get floss, so I can start another little Halloween project. So yeah. And he indulges me. He doesn't ever mind going craft shopping with me because he knows how much I love it. Okay, and then the third project that I tried to start, and I really, really would like to start, I just could not find the right color fabric. So this is Just Nan Halloween Party. And this is the one I showed you guys when I talked about the silver needle last week. I had a picture of it, but they didn't have the chart in stock. It's an older 2009 or... Is it 2009? 2011. It's a 2011 chart. They didn't have it in stock, but somebody in my comments told me that 123 Stitch had it in stock. So yeah, I went and bought it, and all the supplies, and I tried to start it. But if you can see in the details, there is a lot of white, like a lot of little skeleton features. And I really wanted it to stand out, you know, like if I'm going to stitch all that white, I mean, it's not all that white, this is a small piece, but I really want the little skeletons and things to stand out. And so this fabric that the model is stitched on is 32 count Zweigart Stone Gray. I don't have any of that in my stash, but I was like, I'll figure it out. The floss is B5200, which I really haven't used much, but I thought that was like the brightest white. So I was like, anything neutral will be fine. No. First thing I did was I have this long piece that I'm stitching the Meow-o-ween or whatever. Yeah, Meow-o-ween on. And so I was going to stitch the Just Nan piece on this side. So I started with the white stitches and was like, nope, you can't see them at all. Unpicked it. No. Then what did I grab? Okay, yeah. Then this is part of my fabric haul, but I'll show you in a minute. I got this piece of 40 count Lakeside Flagstone, which is this really pretty kind of medium gray. And I thought for sure white would pop off of this. B5200 even. No, I could barely see the white stitches on this flagstone. And I feel like it looks really, really similar to what was used on the model, but the white stitches just did not pop at all. So I pulled out 2 starts and then set this down, and I was like, I will start it another day. So yeah. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. So I had started it on, I think I had tried 3 times because yes, this is Parchment by Fiber on a Whim. I also tried it on this parchment thinking for sure, look how like greeny, dark, neutral this one is. No, you could not see my white stitches. I got so frustrated. I have darker fabrics in my stash and I'm gonna have to use one of them. The only thing I'm worried about is there's a couple brown colors. There's like an owl and a little pumpkin that's stitched in brown. That's the only thing I'll have to maybe adjust, but I really want those white stitches to pop. So I'm gonna have to try some other fabric. I was actually just grabbing, I got this piece of doubloon when I was at Silver Needle. Let me see how it looks compared to the parchment. Let's just do some fabric comparisons. Look at that. This is parchment on the left. Hopefully that's your left. It's my left. So maybe doubloon won't work. What does B5200 pop on? Why can I not find a good fabric? The struggle. Maybe I could do it on purple? No, there's kind of a lot of purple. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out, but what I tried did not work. Okay, so those are the cross stitch whips. I have all of my little cross stitch whips in my super cute bag that one of you guys sent me. Thank you. Loving this bag. Let's talk, let me look at my list. Let's talk about friend stitch for a minute. First off, look at this amazing box that this year, well, I shouldn't say this year. There's been 2 friend stitch rounds in the past few months. This was the 2nd round of this year. And I believe it was called, it was something about needlework. It was needlework themed. I'm forgetting the name now. But they did this beautiful like tin, like a sewing tin basically, to send us our goodies in. And I absolutely love it. So let me show you what was in the box. Friend Stitch, like I mentioned earlier, is completely online. It's a virtual retreat that's done over Zoom. And if you want to sign up, I think they usually sell out. So if you want to be aware of when it's happening, follow Bent Creek and Heart and Hand on Instagram. I'll try and link them down below. But they will always post and give plenty of warning when it's leading up to ticket sales. And basically they send you some fun projects. Usually without fabric, some with fabric, some without, but you have options to like add on fabric if you want to get like the called for and stuff like that. There's all kinds of different options. I don't think I did any add-ons to mine, so I just got everything that was included. So in this first little bag is this little small project, and it's called the Cartouche. Oh yeah, so it was called Needlework Pop-Up Gathering. That's what this friend stitch was called. So here's the first little project, and it came with all of the finishing supplies. So there's beads that go with the pattern, there's fabric for the drum, and even some little decorative pins to put in your drum. Super, super cute. We did get linen to stitch the little drum on, so here is some 32 count linen. And then this is the chart for, well, actually, let me do the smaller one first. This is another little postcard size. I hope I wasn't just showing the chart. This is a postcard sized chart that also came in our package, which is so cute. I think that'd be like a super cute little like scissor fob or something, especially stitched on like 40 count. Super cute. And I think there's 2 in here, so I could like send one to somebody, which is awesome. I think they did that for the Christmas one last year too. And then we have, let me do some little extras. There is a needle minder that matches the design. There is a notepad, like a little, post-it note type pad. There is a little piece of linen and needle that they always include. Anytime they use specialty stitches, they'll do this practice linen. So you can, if you're not comfortable stitching on linen, or if you want to try it out, or if you just want to practice some of the specialty stitches in the class, you can use this. They sent these little custom friend stitch rulers. Look how cute that is. I love it. And I think that'd actually be really handy in a knitting bag, especially socks, like when I'm trying to measure out stuff for socks. Anyways, just thinking out loud. They also had this adorable little tomato pincushion little ornament or whatever in the box. So cute. Okay, so the big design, this was based on a antique sampler. I missed the first hour, as I mentioned, because I don't know how to read apparently, but so I didn't quite hear the whole backstory, but this is kind of a reimagined reproduction of an antique sampler, which I think is pretty new for Heart and Hand and Bent Creek. They don't do like reproduction samplers. That's not, they normally are just doing original designs. And this is so cute. So here is the large design that came with our kit. Let's see, what was it called? A Tribute to Elizabeth 1800. Beautiful. And then all of the flosses that we need to stitch the design. So yeah, and then I think there were a couple of DMC that go with it as well. So those were also in there. I probably should say that none of this is available now. Friend Stitch designs are exclusive to Friend Stitch. So it's kind of a sign up or don't type of situation. It's not really something that you can get in the future. And I've always been really happy with attending Friend Stitch and what we get in our boxes. So love it. So that was Friend Stitch. Okay, so another thing that happened, I think it was last weekend, was the signups for Jingle Ball. And that's an event hosted by Stephanie Webb at Lindy Stitches and features 11 other amazing designers, and that has like exclusive shopping, classes, meet and greets, stitching rooms, all done virtually online. I really think the virtual retreats are so much fun and just give everybody an opportunity to attend. And I did not do a class last year. We were actually traveling. We were in Indiana last year during Jingle Ball. And so I just hopped into some of the stitching rooms and then did some shopping. But this year we're going to be home because I think it's the weekend before we go to Indiana. So I was like, I'm going to do a class. And so I had wanted to do another one, but it sold out because I wasn't on the ball. I was out at dinner, I think. And then I was like, oh wait, I want to sign up. But I did get my #1 class, which I was very excited about. And so I got my kit, and it's from Hello from Liz Matthews. And this beautiful Christmas card. I love this. So I am doing her festive mini wreath and banner class. And so here's what the chart looks like. And I really wanted to do this one as a class because, one, she showed me a sneak peek of this, I think it was when we were on our trip, and I thought they were adorable. And two, because I didn't know like how these little wreaths were made or sourced, and like how, like, to make these little banners kind of like, I don't know. I just wanted all the supplies sent to me. I knew I wasn't going to have like all the supplies for this class at home. So I think there might still be a couple of this class kit available. If so, I'll link it down below. I'll link Jingle Ball in general down below if you're interested. But look, I got my little wreath. And I'm pretty sure she's going to tell us how to make them or where to get them so I can make more of these because I want a lot of them. I really like the look of all of these together. And then there's some other there's linen and ribbon and a couple little tools. So everything I need. I think I need like a hot glue gun and I need to do the stitching. But I mean, that'll just take like an hour or two. So yeah, I'm very excited to do a Jingle Ball class this year and hopefully be sitting around. I should stop trying to rustle paper while I'm talking to you. I'm excited to be able to spend more time in the stitching rooms hanging out like during the Jingle Ball weekend because yeah, I'll just be hanging out at home. I won't be on vacation somewhere. So that'll be really fun. Let's see, what else do I have cross-stitch wise? I just showed it to you, but I got that Just Nan pattern and all the floss in the mail from 123 Stitch. And then I did order some cross-stitch fabric. So I got that Flagstone, Lakeside Linen Vintage Flagstone. And then I got some Lakeside Linen 40 count porcelain. So I'll show you flagstone and porcelain because it's always helpful to see fabrics up against each other. So flagstone is this one, porcelain is this one, both 40 counts. And then I got a piece of 36 count lavender Zweigart linen. I thought this would be really good for Halloween. And this is actually what I'm thinking. Maybe I should test my B5200 on this purple. Maybe I could stitch that just nan on this purple. I don't know. The Silver Needles Halloween displays have been like really inspiring my Halloween stitching this year. And they had a lot of stuff on purple, and I really want to stitch on I'm not even a purple fan, but for Halloween I am. I think like purple is very much like a Halloween color that I love. And then I got this, it's a 1/16 of a yard because it is a crazy color. It's called Watermelon Ice by Fiber on a Whim, I believe. It doesn't say on the label. What? I thought that these used to say the dyer's name, but I think it's Fiber on a Whim. But anyways, Watermelon Ice, 36 count. And it is just like neon hot pink. I don't even think it's coming across as neon. Just trying to see, like, I don't want to pull it out, but it's, that's not very useful, is it? This is my Charlotte's pink in there. It's definitely way more neon than the Charlotte's pink. But I just got this little small piece, and I don't know what will end up going on this. I just wanted it, so I got a little piece of it. So that's my cross stitch fabric haul. And then I think the only other thing I got, actually, I haven't even opened it yet, is my Fine Floss Club from the Fat Quarter Shop. So let me open this up and see what colors I got. I think I saw online that it was like cinnamon spice. Some kind of like fall colors. Oh yeah, this is so pretty. So here are my NPI flosses from my Floss Club. Here are all the colors that are in there. So fun. And I think that is all for cross stitch. I don't really have any plans for the next 2 weeks other than I'm probably just going to keep stitching on the Halloween pieces that I started, especially the Mill Hill Haunted Hotel. That's like really been calling to me the most, but I also really want to start that Just Nan one. So I need to pick a fabric where the white will show up. So yeah, let's move on to knitting. So last video, I showed you guys that I bought a bunch of Madeline Tosh DK yarn, and I had a sweater that I really wanted to start. And yeah, after I got this video, or last week's video edited, I immediately started that sweater on Monday night. And I have knit on it every single day for the last 2 weeks. It is now Sunday night when I'm filming this. So tomorrow will be 2 weeks. It's not done yet, but it is getting close. I have this in the bag that I showed you last time. It is outgrown this bag, but it is getting so close to done. I am working on the Stripe Hype sweater by Veronica Lindberg. Also, I didn't realize that the designer of the sweater was also somebody I really enjoyed watching on KnittyTube, whatever you call knitting videos here on YouTube. And that is Kika Kutova. I'll link her channel down below. She makes awesome videos. I think she's in Norway. Helsinki. Helsinki is in Norway, right? Helsinki, yeah. I'm doubting myself now. I got a minor in geography, y'all. Why can't I think of where Helsinki is? Anyways, I'll move on. I love her videos. And I love the sweater pattern, and I'm so excited. Let me get it all sorted. Yeah, look at that. I almost have a sweater, you guys. I have this sleeve 3/4 of the way done. I have all of the colors now represented in my sweater. If you follow me on Instagram, you have been seeing this nonstop over the last 2 weeks. I can't stop knitting on it. It's like, it's been an obsession. maybe slightly unhealthy at times because I think I'm forgetting to eat and drink some days. I'm just like, I've been absolutely binge knitting and obsessed with seeing each stripe develop. I've been trying it on constantly. So I actually have taken photos and video of me wearing it. I took a photo or a video last night. So the blue stripes weren't in yet, but the yellow were. So I'll, put that in so you can see what it's looking like. Let's see. Do I have any notes? I'll probably save all the notes for when I actually finish it. I do know that at this point it has not been blocked, right? So you can still see, it's all lumpy bumpy, needs to be blocked, etc. But I am a slightly, I wish I had done a little bit of this main color before I started the ribbing, because it kind of pulled the last pink stripe down into the ribbing, on that first row. It looks fine, but note to self, I probably wish I had done 1 or 2 extra rows of main color before I started the ribbing. And it does look like when I zoomed in on the designer's photos that she did that herself, but it was not noted in the pattern. I should have thought about it, but yeah, I don't think I've made any other changes. I think I'm knitting the size extra large from the pattern, or I think I'm knitting the 4th size, maybe the 5th size. I have a Ravelry project page, guys. I will link this Ravelry project page in the description box so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I've been taking notes. I have all of my Madeline Tosh colors listed out. This blue is kind of the wild card for me. I was very anxious to see the yellow and the blue on the sleeves because I was so happy with the red, blue, and pink. I was just slightly concerned about this yellow and blue, but the yellow I think looks great. The blue kind of reads really dark. I don't feel like it's that dark, but it's a pretty dark navy. So yeah, but I think it's gonna be cute. I'm not changing any of the colors now. I'm very anxious to get this done and blocked and make sure I like the fit. It is definitely a baggier, more oversized fit than I've ever really knit for myself in the past. Maybe it's because 15 years ago, we weren't wearing big, oversized, cropped things like everybody's wearing now. And I'm trying to keep up with the cool kids and do the boxier cropped stuff, even though sometimes I hate it, sometimes I like it. I'm really enjoying the way this fits. I just hope it doesn't grow too much in blocking. That's what I'm a little bit concerned about, but we will see. We will find out. Do I have anything else to say about this? Probably. I can't stop trying it on and just feeling so snugly in it. This pattern has also made me want to start some other projects. I have some haul. I'll show you that in a minute and we'll talk about that. But yeah, this is the only thing I've been knitting on for 2 weeks. And I'm absolutely obsessed. So yeah. Fingers crossed that everything goes well and I will have a finished sweater to show you 2 weeks from now. I can't wait. It actually might be a little longer than 2 weeks from now because I am going to retreat next weekend. I try to film on Sundays to upload the following Monday, but I won't be getting home till Sunday afternoon. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll have a video on my normal schedule. I won't promise anything, but I might. Yeah, so that's my stripe pipe sweater. Sometimes I stop and pose for a thumbnail that I can take a screenshot of later, to put on this video. So that way I don't let YouTube choose a random one of me being or, making some insane crazy face. And it is my greatest fear that I will leave in that 30 seconds of me holding things up and and smiling. Not this time. I'm gonna get it. Maybe one day I'll just edit them all together to make you guys laugh of me holding things up and smiling, but not today. Haul. I have bought some yarn. I visited 2 knitting stores. So we have 3 in the Austin area. We have Hill Country Weavers, Gage Knits, and the Knitting Cup. And Hill Country Weavers and Gage have both been around a long time. Hill Country Weavers like forever. Gage maybe like 15 years. And the Knitting Cup is newer. I think they opened maybe in the pandemic, maybe like 2 years ago. So let's just start with that one. I went to the Knitting Cup actually yesterday. So it was my first time in the store. It's in Georgetown, Texas, which is 20 minutes north of me, if you're familiar with the Austin area. And it's in an old house, right off the kind of main drag on 29 in Georgetown. And it's awesome. I will be back at that store for sure. They have some awesome yarn, some great brands that I love, a really good selection for being, you know, a small-ish store. I mean, they're not small, but, you know, it's no Hill Country Weavers. If you're familiar with Hill Country Weavers, that's like a huge store. Then I would say the Knitting Cup is the second largest, and then Gage is the smallest, I say by far, of our 3 knitting stores. So let me show you what I got. I got a pair of Lantern Moon handcrafted ebony Destiny circular needles. It's a mouthful. But I had seen these on somebody's YouTube channel talking about how these are kind of the wooden needle equivalent of ChiaoGoo red lace needles. ChiaoGoo red lace are my absolute favorite needles, but I used to, 10 to 15 years ago when I used to knit a ton, I used to love wooden needles. And I've actually been using wooden needles to knit my stripe pipe sweater just because I had the size on hand and I was like, let me just use what I have instead of buying a new pair of the red lace, even though they're really my favorite. But I still like to stitch on wood, but I love the red lace cables. Like nothing can really beat those cables. But I heard through a review on another knitting video I watched that these Lantern Moon ones are very similar. And so I got a pair. Yeah, in kind of a random size. No, I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't get a random size. I did get a US 6. That's a very common size I use. I really like knitting with DK weight, so I got a size 6 in those to try them out. Then I got some stitch stoppers to put on the ends of my needle so that my stitches don't go flying. I just have never actually even had any of these, and I was like, why not? Let me just grab a set of these. So got a set of those. And then I got some yarn. So this is Bad Sheep yarn, and it's called Shiny Bright, and it's a Christmas yarn. Oh my goodness. Look at it. I mean, isn't that so cute? It is just all the retro Christmas vibes. I definitely want Christmas socks out of this. This is a, let's see, 75/25 merino, superwash merino nylon fingering weight, 462 yards. So I could get a couple of pairs of socks out of this with my penchant for shorty socks. So maybe I could do shorty socks for me and like gift socks for someone else. I don't know, but I saw this and had to have it. So cute. And then the other yarn I got was this. Oh, look at that color. Oh, I've got yarn or thread attached to it, of course. Oh my gosh, I love this color. This is Barocco Vintage Chunky. So it is a 50% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon, and it is so soft. I do really prefer natural fibers, but I have stitched with plenty of wool acrylic blends before, and this one feels so nice. And I love how like kind of machine washable these are. So yeah, I got 4 skeins. Let's see, and it is 136 yards per 100 grams. It's a chunky weight, so it's like recommends like a size 10 needle. And so I got what I think will be enough to do a sweater vest, basically just a little sleeveless vest top that I can throw over like a short sleeve, long sleeve t-shirt here in our very mild Texas winters. Because as much as I love knitting sweaters, and I forgot how much I love knitting sweaters, Stripe Pipe has reminded me. I just love knitting in general right now. I forgot how much I love knitting. I live in Texas and I need to not be just an insane knitter who knits all these crazy thick sweaters and then cannot ever wear them because it does not get cold here. So I was like, why don't I make a little sleeveless vest? I think honestly I had maybe avoided it in the past. I hate picking up stitches. And so stripe hype involves a lot of picking up stitches to do like the neck, the arms, I guess just the neck and the arms. Yeah. I don't need to be dramatic. It's not that much picking up stitches, but I don't enjoy picking up stitches, but it is, stripe hype has helped me kind of get over the fact that like, it's fine. I picked up the stitches for my arm, I think 3 different times and had to keep ripping back because I wasn't getting the called for count, even though I was following the recommended pickup rate. It's fine. If picking up stitches does not take that long, if I have to do it 3 times to get it right, just do it. So, why did I start talking about that? Because sweater vests, like you kind of knit, I mean, there's a lot of different ways, but like you kind of knit it like a sweater and then you pick up for the armholes and the neck hole, like to give yourself a nice like ribbed collar or something. And I feel like I've avoided that in the past, but I'm like, why? So anyways, 4 beautiful skeins of vintage chunky. What color is this? Vintage color 6181. Does it have a color name? It just says 6181. I wish there was a name to it, but it's just a really pretty rusty deep red. And yeah, that's what I got from my new favorite local yarn shop. I was so excited to go in there. And they were so nice. I met the owner and her employee, and they had like a Saturday stitch or knitting group in the sunroom. They have like a little sunroom. So yeah, it was super cute and I will definitely be back. The other yarn store that I went and visited last weekend was actually Hill Country Weavers. And that is a much more, I think, well-known or famous yarn shop that we have here in the Austin area. It's about 35 minutes south of me. And I literally haven't been in over 10 years because they moved locations 7 years ago and I had never been to this new location. I was excited that it was in a new location because their previous location, the one I was used to, had really terrible parking because it was like on South Congress in Austin, which is just so hard to park. But they did have a little parking lot for this store, but I can imagine when it's busy, it might also be hard to park at the new location. Either way, the new location is beautiful. I should stop saying new because I think they told me it's literally been 7 years, but it was new to me. And I spent about an hour in there last Saturday. Very randomly, I ran into Kimberly Jolly while I was shopping at Hill Country Weavers. If you're familiar with Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop Flosstube and Fat Quarter Shop itself, the owner, she also lives in the Austin area. And I was coming around a corner, she was coming towards me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Kimberly Jolly. And I reintroduced myself to her and we chit-chatted for a minute about, knitting. Well, actually, I think we were talking about Market because I told her I'd met her at Market. But yeah, it was very funny. I was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I should have asked her what she was knitting because she was getting some beautiful yarn. I wish she also showed her like knitting on her Flosstube because I was like, I want to know what you're working on. Anyways, so let me show you the yarn I got. I got all sock yarn. I'm buying way too much sock yarn lately, but that's okay. I got another skein. I bought some of this at Gage actually a few weeks ago, but I got another skein of this Araucania Wasco sock. And these are the gorgeous... Oh! I just whacked my camera lens. This is the color Autumn Sky. And I just thought it was so pretty. So, some fun sock yarn. Then I got this Life in the Long Grass. This is their fine sock base, 75% merino, 25% nylon. I had heard of Life in the Long Grass and just really wanted to try some of their yarn. So, there's the pretty colors. This one is called Bloom, and this is just a very pale pinky lavender with like hot pink mixed into it. I don't know why, I'm just like really feeling the purples and the pinks lately. And speaking of pink, oh, let's try that again. Speaking of pink, I'll take them out, but I got a little fade kit. So these are from a local dyer who's actually having a trunk show. It was actually the was it the Hill Country Yarn Crawl or I don't know. It was a yarn crawl last weekend. I had no idea. But there was a local dyer who was doing a trunk show, and ooh, let's see if I can hold these all up. These are the beautiful colors I got from her. Let's see. Her name is Yarn Matter. Yarn Matter. Hand dyed with, I think, natural dyes. Naturally hand dyed in Austin, Texas. And so it tells you, okay, so this is a one-of-a-kind color. Some of these say like a color name, but this one's a one-of-a-kind. This one is another one-of-a-kind, these two shades. And then this one has a name. This one's called Raspberry Jam. And this last one is Red Party Dress. So if anyone has any really fun fade pattern recommendations, this is all sock yarn weight. I think it's like 440 yards, a 4-ply. Oh yeah, and it's not superwash. So I was thinking some sort of sweater, shawl, top garment rather than socks because it's not a superwash fingering weight. It's just merino fingering. Super soft, super cozy feeling. So yeah, I gotta find a pattern to do with these because I love them. Yeah, and then I think as like part of the yarn crawl, we got to pick out a free pattern from the Hill Country Weavers published patterns. And so I got this really pretty shawl pattern called Soko State of Mind. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. So all about the shawls again lately. I've been looking at so many shawl patterns because I started that Stephen West mystery knit along, and then ultimately I decided, so I'll just do a little follow-up while we're talking. I decided after seeing Clue 2 and Clue 3, I don't think this is the shawl for me. So I just decided that I will use my 4 skeins for another shawl. I'm realizing now how close these colors are to what I was doing my mystery knit along. Why did I buy this? I should have bought a different colorway. I'm just like, all I want to stitch is pink and red all the time. So that's what I buy. And then I have way too much of it. Yeah, so people left me a lot of really great shawl suggestions in the comments last week, and I'll put a few of them up on the screen that I'm thinking about. There's one in particular that's my favorite that I'll put right here. And yeah, so I have some ideas. I haven't cast anything on yet, but maybe this winter I will cast something on with that shawl yarn and do a different kind of shawl that won't be a mystery, and I'll know what I'm doing and I won't have to restart. And you know, I think maybe the mystery knit along format is just not for me. It's not something I'd ever done before. So yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. I think people are knitting a lot of beautiful things. I just think maybe it's just not my style right now. I reserve the right to change my mind after I see the 4th clue and see it all finished. But as of right now, I'm just not going to jump back in right now. Okay, sewing. I haven't actually done any sewing in the last 2 weeks because I have been knitting my fingers to the bone and then also stitching a little bit of Halloween. But I have some fun haul, so I'll show you my sewing haul. I got my Laundry Basket Quilts monthly Fat Quarter Club, and they have been sending patterns that work with the fabrics that they send. So this is a pattern called Step Up, and it's a 48.5 by 64.5 inch pattern if you want to use all of the fabrics they send you. And here are the beautiful fabrics. So pretty. All kinds of blues and whites. This is the October Fabric Club. Then I placed an order at Fat Quarter Shop, and I think I told you guys a little bit about this last time. I really wanted the Quilted Witch kit, and I got it. It's not something I'm starting this year. It is too late in the season. I have too much going on right now. But, oh, look at this big ass box. There is the Quilted Witch Kit. Oh, it is heavy. And I think because of how much I spent, I got free shipping, which, thank goodness, because I can't even imagine what the shipping might be if I had to actually pay for it. I'm sure it's like built into the price of things. I shouldn't act like I'm saving money, but you know what I mean? It's heavy. One thing that I did not realize is that this kit comes with the pattern. So now I have 2 patterns, which means we're gonna have a giveaway in a minute. So here is the Quilted Witch pattern in case you haven't seen it. And then, oh, if I can get it out. Oh, this is what the fabric kit looks like. It is so much fabric. So much fabric. So I think it's just everything you need for the front of the quilt. And then backing is separate. I haven't bought any backing because honestly, this will probably be a wall hanging, even though it's huge. It's like 70 something by 80 something, right? Where does it say? It doesn't say. Not anywhere I can read handy. Anyways, it's a big quilt, but I'll find backing for it later. It wasn't something I felt like I needed to have right away. The only other add-on I got for it is Lori shows it finished with orange rickrack in the binding around the front. I've never done it before, but it doesn't look that hard. I've watched a couple videos. Oh, this is plastic on plastic, but I did get this roll of, I think she calls it vintage trim. And I think it's like the pumpkin color. Does it say? It says 100% cute. This little label is so cute. Yes, it is large pumpkin vintage trim. So it's basically a 3/8 inch rickrack, it says. So yeah, so I'm gonna try and put this in my binding whenever I finish this quilt. And then, yeah, sorry, I just shook the camera there. Let me try and put some of this stuff away. Is that all the sewing I have? Oh yeah, I was going to talk to you guys about the quilt video. So I showed you in my last video that I finished my cousin Abby's baby quilt. I'm like really racing the clock on this battery. And so I'm like trying to put stuff away and keep talking. And that's probably going to be super annoying to listen to. Hopefully not. I'll figure it out in editing. I finished Abby's baby quilt, and I was hoping last weekend to publish a quilt tutorial. Clearly that didn't happen. I had 4.5 hours of footage to edit, and I did. I have the whole video edited. It's like 45 minutes long, which is longer than I wanted, but it's fine. The holdup has been, I wanted to create a PDF pattern for free to go along with the video tutorial. I wanted to do different sizes. So if you wanted to make yours bigger than a baby quilt, you had multiple size options. And because it's just 2 blocks, I was like, why don't I tell people how to do the block in different sizes to achieve different sized quilts? So I have been working on that. I've never created a PDF pattern for anything. And oh my gosh, it's hard work. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it in Pages on my MacBook because that's what I have. And trying to like format, well, first off, trying to do the quilt math took days to make sure I'm giving you guys correct instructions for like fabric requirements and cutting instructions, right? And then trying to like format it into the PDF has taken so long. And that's one of the things where I was like, I've been putting a lot of pressure on myself to get it done and having to remind myself that like, this is not, nobody's going to fire me from this job. Like, I can give myself a break. Like, I don't have to do everything right away the second I think of it. Like, I can give myself time. So, new goal is next weekend. Again, the video's all edited. I'm just trying to get the PDF done. And if I end up not liking it, maybe I'll just scrap the PDF and just give you the instructions for the baby quilt, and then you guys can figure out how to make it bigger from there. But we'll find out. We will find out. Okay, that's all the sewing. Let's do a giveaway. I want to give away the Quilted Witch cross stitch pattern and the Quilted Witch quilt pattern. These were both kindly provided by the Fat Quarter Shop. Thank you so much to Fat Quarter Shop and the team for sending these my way. I would like to pass both of these on to you guys. So let's see, what should we make they're the same pattern name. So what should our code word be? I'm going to make it easy. Let's just do numbers. So the Quilted Witch cross stitch pattern, if you'd like to be entered to win, just use the number 1, just the numeral 1 in your comment, and I'll look for that when I'm picking a winner. And to be eligible to win the giveaway, you can be anywhere in the world. This is flat. It should ship pretty cheaply anywhere. So you can be anywhere, but you must be a subscriber to my channel and like the video by giving it a thumbs up on YouTube and leaving a comment using the number 1. So that is how you will be entered to win the giveaway for this. And then if you would like to enter to win the giveaway for the Quilted Witch quilt pattern, this girl is thick. I cannot wait to dive into this, and I have thought about starting it like every night for the last week, but honestly, this room's too messy to start it. So that's been holding me back. I definitely need like a Saturday sewing vlog, force myself to clean, like speed clean sesh sometime soon. Yeah, I need to put that on. I need to put that on my schedule. The Quilted Witch. So this is the quilt pattern. So use the number 2 in your comment if you want to be entered to win the quilt pattern. You can enter for both of them, but I'll only pick your name for one of them. So feel free to put both 1 and 2 in your comment if you want to be entered. And what else? Oh, I just realized I forgot a little bit of haul. I'll show it to you because it's cute. In that Quilted Witch kit haul from that order at Fat Quarter Shop, I had seen on the coming soon page, or not coming soon, the what's new page at Fat Quarter Shop, that Riley Blake has a new backgrounds line, and I really like their fun, funky backgrounds. So I got 2.5 yards of backgrounds from them. So this one is all kinds of little sewing items. How cute is that? And then I got a 1/2 yard of, I think this is just little like mushrooms and flowers. Like just some little tiny background prints, because I have really been having fun, like when I did that Madeline quilt, with using the different backgrounds. So I've been kind of keeping an eye out for fun backgrounds that I can like mix and match and use in different quilts. So yeah, okay, we did the giveaway. I don't have any happy mail or anything else I think that I need to share. My battery never ran out. I have been filming for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Oh my God, I just noticed that. I thought this was going to be like a 35-minute video. Nope. It's already 8 o'clock. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope everybody has had a great couple of weeks. Hopefully I'll see you in a week with a quilting video. Or 2 weeks from now with another crafty report update. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!